What's up? It's Big A, the Man Geek. It's Wednesday, new comics day, new comic book day, and I've got in front of me my pull list. So it's another edition of my pull list. It's time to go through what I've bought. And obviously the kind of main one I'm going to talk about right now is obviously Batman White Knight, and I'll show you what else I got. But this book right here, it's a great setup. It's a setup for a very interesting story. A story in which the world is turned on its head. Essentially, Gotham is turned on its head. You've got obviously Batman, you've got the Joker. The Joker is cured of his madness. And it's kind of like what happens when that happens, when Batman loses his nemesis, his whole reason for being the minus to his positive. What happens? If there's no Joker, and there's no main villain of Gotham, then what does Batman become? He becomes a villain by default. And the art in this book is really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. There's one bit where it reminded me of Lego Batman because the dialogue was so similar, and it will remind you of Lego Batman as well. And I thought Lego Batman was a really good movie, but it's just kind of too on the nose. But other than that, like, I kind of like the way it set everything up. We see a lot of familiar kind of Batman characters from the Batman mythos, and yeah, overall it's really good, and they're setting up some pretty good stuff. The art is good. I like this guy Sean Murphy from Chrononauts when I bought that back in the day. I'll say back in the day, it was like what, 2-3 years ago when that was about, Chrononauts. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I like kind of where it's going and what they're doing, and it's an interesting setup, and I think I'll definitely be getting the rest. Like I said, the art is good. The dialogue's actually really good as well. It's actually pretty on the nose, like to the point where I'm reading it and I can hear like Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman and Joker just by default in my head. That's just the voices that I just hear when I'm reading these characters, especially this version of it, because yeah, it's nice. I think everything's kind of put into place in this issue. I mean, it starts off with a scene obviously that takes place in the future at some point. Obviously, we're going to build up to here, and I think we're going to get the time filled in because it begins a year after a certain event. So we'll get the build up to that. Hopefully, I think that's how it's going to go anyway. But yeah, it's really cool. The Batmobile reminds me of a spinner from Blade Runner because it's got like no axle on the front. But yeah, cool Nightwing bit here. But yeah, definitely get it. Like, don't be a fool. And also, just the paper and the cover, £3.30 this was. I'm gonna give you the British price, obviously, because I'm in the UK, so pound sterling. And yeah, totally worth it. I like the paper. I like how shiny it all is. Like, I just love the paper. I love it when the paper used. Like, I don't know. I think I must have oily hands, but it always feels like the ink is gonna come off when I'm reading a Marvel book. Whereas with this, like, I think this is like, I love this. I think it's worth the money because it's like high quality. Whereas a Marvel box can be the same price and they won't be the same quality of paper, and that confuses and annoys me. But there you go. But Batman, White Knight, good start. I can't wait to see where it goes. Cool Elseworld story. Buy it. If you weren't planning on buying it, buy it. If you're gonna buy it, make sure you buy it. Just buy it, man. Just everyone should just get it because it's pretty good. And then the rest of the pull list is Punisher, the Platoon. So I've been hearing a grapevine that this is badass, and it's a Max comic by Marvel. And yeah, I've never really had a chance to really delve into the Punisher before, so I'm hoping this will be kind of like my first dive in there, and it'll be something pretty awesome. So actually, that's going to be the next comic book I read today. Like, I read White Knight as soon as I got it. But yeah, I'm hoping this is fucking killer. Did I just swear? Yeah, I did. I'm not going to edit that out, screw it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's going to be really cool. Spirits of Vengeance. Please be good. I've got my fingers crossed. I want it to be really good, but I don't know how good it will be. Like, I at least want to see a couple of vampires or demons get slayed in that first issue. But I think this is one of 5. I think there's going to be 5 parts of this, or maybe in this specific story, I'm not sure. But on my receipt it says Spirits of Vengeance, 1 of 5. So I don't know what's going on with that, and I can't bother to look up as to whether it's just like a limited run or whatever, or a mini series and then that's it. But look, man, we've got Blade looking all snipes. You know what I mean? Everyone loves that look for Blade, so God, I hope it's good. I'm definitely going to read this one, and obviously Punisher tonight as well. And then we got obviously a bit of the old Miles Morales there, a bit of Spider-Man. Some weird stuff is going on here. Like, there's a flashback at the beginning to technically to what was Ultimate Universe, but obviously that stuff must be folded into the 616. That's the most confusing thing about Miles at the moment, is that you've got this Miles Morales, he was from 1610, the Ultimate Universe, who crossed over into 616, but then 616 had its own Miles Morales. So how can they inhabit the same space in the same time? Surely the universe would explode or something. I don't know, just like rules of universal like travel or inhabitants, I guess. But yeah, I always like Spider-Man. Yeah, something weird is going on. Like at the moment, he's gone like abroad and all that to get away from shit because he can't handle it. But yeah, it'll be an alright read. I'm not. I like it, but I'm not excited. Does that make sense? I don't know. Nightwing, Raptor's back. Yay! Everyone loves Raptor. No, nobody loves Raptor. Raptor's a character that I was just like, really? This guy? So I'm not really bothered about him. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what happens, but Raptor being back out of jail, it's like, who kind of cares a little bit? Like, I don't particularly care. And yeah, I mean, Raptor, great, whatever, but we'll see. And then finally, we've got Dark Knight's Metal, the Dawnbreaker. I wasn't going to get any of these Dark Knight's Metal books, but now I am, just because I've got to, and now I'm getting a third one. And you know what, they seem to be alright kind of one-shots, and they're pretty interesting, so it'll be cool to see as to how he becomes a Green Lantern, how that goes down. That'll be sweet. And then finally got Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, hopefully this has got a different artist again in comparison to the last ones. I don't know whether this is a flashback or whatever's going on, but I'm going to see this story through to the end, and then depending on how I feel will depend as to whether I get any more Guardians of the Galaxy books or not in the future. But yeah, that's my pull list so far. Well, I'll say so far this week. Yeah, I don't think I'll be picking up anything else extra later on in the week like I did last time. Last week I did get the Dark Knight's Murder Machine one as well, which was pretty good. And I know it's kind of like I just realised it's kind of like DC's Venomverse, I guess. You know, however, there was a Venomized version of loads of different characters, whereas this is like Batmanized versions of loads of different characters, which is alright, I guess. And they, you know what, to be honest, they do look rad and gnarly. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think I'll pick anything else up this week. So that's pretty much it for the pull list, my pull list this week. I think I've done okay. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with everything I've picked up, so I think I've made decent choices here. Is there anything else I want to say? No, not really. I mean, apart from obviously like, comment, subscribe. Let me know as to what you picked up as part of your pull list this week. Let me know as to what you've read and what you thought of any of these books. Obviously avoid kind of like any major spoilers or anything like that. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at BigA85GL. You will see mini reviews on my Twitter, so do head over there for that to get my reactions after reading specific issues. And as always, hit the bell notification, and I'll catch you on the next one.